Jackson's body transforms into his true self as he remembers who he was before his death. Lava erupts through ancient cracks, illuminating a vertical shaft overhead where the sky rumbles and the Abyss Howler's shadow passes. He sprints toward a spiraling stone staircase carved into the cavern walls, as tremors intensify and bone fragments rain from the ceiling. Halfway up, the walls rupture, a massive, clawed hand crashes down, forcing Jackson to leap across falling platforms midair. Reaching the surface, he emerges onto a cliff overlooking the Heart Scarno, a glowing crater erupting with smoke and electric fire. From the smoke, the Abyss Howler rises fully its body, a blend of molten rock, storm clouds, dragon scales, and glowing veins of lightning. Its 6 glowing eyes scan the island with eerie calm before it unleashes a deafening roar that shatters stone, splits trees, and warps the air. Jackson plants his blade into the ground and chants the monk's storm-warding incantation. Lightning crashes from above, momentarily holding the beast back. The Abyss Howler retaliates with a sonic scream and invisible wave that throws Jackson across the cliff, sending rocks flying. Wounded but defiant, Jackson channels lightning through his sword, forming a glowing sigil Madeira sealing rune from a past life. He leaps off the cliff directly toward the beast's chest, driving the sigil into its core. Energy pulses explode outward, slowing the creature's movements. The Howler shrieks, rearing back, scales cracking as the seal binds part of its power, but its tail slams the cliffside, hurling Jackson away. He crashes into an ancient statue, half buried in the earth-revealing carvings of the creature's name in several dead languages. First storm, last breath. The sky turns pitch-black volcanic ash mixes with lightning-charged clouds as the Howler begins to climb a mountain at the island's center. From below, Jackson watches, breathing hard. Knowing the seal won't hold forever, he whispers, "If it reaches the peak, the world splits." Lightning strikes behind him as he begins the final ascent, this blade glowing brighter than ever, a storm building in his wake. Jackson sprints up the shattered mountain path, the etched step cracking beneath him as tremors shake the peak and lightning swirls overhead. Above, the Abyss Howler climbs like a living storm, its massive wings trailing lightning and ash as it roars toward the summit. Jagged rocks explode as the beast's claws grip the mountain. Jackson leaps between falling boulders, sword trailing arcs of electricity. The Howler releases a cyclone from its mouth. Jackson dives behind a crumbling statue as the wind tears trees from the earth. He emerges and charges upward, chanting an ancient mantra. His blade ignites with stormlight, lightning dancing along its edge. Reaching the summit, he finds the Howler waiting wings spread wide, molten eyes locked onto him, its chest glowing like a living volcano. Jackson circles the beast, searching for the pulsing seal he carved earlier, spotting it, dimming, buried beneath the creature's scales. The Howler strikes first, slamming a claw down. Jackson dodges, slicing along the beast's leg, sparks and molten blood spraying. The beast rears and unleashes a lightning burst. Jackson is thrown backward, skidding across the rocks but gripping the blade tight. He stands, bleeding but unbroken, and charges again, this time leaping directly onto the beast's back, climbing between razor-sharp spines. With every step, the storm intensifies. Jackson reaches the glowing seal, slams his sword into it, and channels all his energy into the blade. The seal reactivates, energy explodes outward, forcing the Howler into the air with a thunderous shockwave, lightning binding its limbs. The sky tears open as storm gods appear in spectral form, watching silently as as the world below teeters on the edge of destruction. The howler roars. Its wings snapping the bindings, Jackson is thrown from its back, falling toward the rocky slope. Mid-fall, he spins and hurls his sword like a lightning bolt. It pierces the creature's heart with divine precision. A final explosion erupts across the peak stormlight, shadow and fire colliding in a dome of energy that blinds the mountaintop. As the light fades, Jackson lies unconscious near the cracked Sumithus sword, embedded in the still-burning chest of the fallen howler. In the molten depths beneath the island, Nemesis walks calmly through tunnels of obsidian and bone, as the tremors from the howler's awakening shake the walls. He approaches a sealed stone door covered in ancient rune sheaths. Shadow stretches unnaturally as he raises his black mirror blade. The blade pulses with red lightning and carves a sigil in midair, unlocking the door, which opens with a deep mechanical groan. Inside, an ancient vault glows red. Floating in the center is a massive crystal prison containing a chained, horned entity of pure storm and rage. Nemesis smirks, whispering, "Even the gods feared you once, and now I need your voice." He holds his palm over the crystal dark energy from the mirror blade channels into it, causing the chains around the entity to fracture slightly. The imprisoned being, known only as the First Thunder, opens one burning eye and growls, "Who awakens me with shadow lightning?" Nemesis replies, "Not to awaken. Yet, I came for what you hid." The vault rumble panels slide open, revealing a second blade, ancient and jagged, forged from pure storm core metal, the Echo Fang. He reaches for it, but ghostly monks appear around the vault, warning, this blade was never meant to be wielded again. Nemesis hurls red lightning at them, scattering their forms as the vault shakes more violently outside. Cracks appear along the island's edges. He grips the Echo Fang, its hilt merges with his arm as power surges through him, his body flickering between human and shadow being. Flashes show visions of cities burning, dragons kneeling, and realms splitting, a storm-scorched future if the blade is misused. Nemesis whispers, "Let Jackson fight beasts. I fight time itself." Suddenly, the cave ceiling cracks. Lava spills through as the abyss howler's roar echoes from above, shaking the vault to its core. Nemesis vanishes in a flash of black lightning, reappearing in a different temple chamber, marked with time runes, eyes glowing like thunder. He places both blades on an altar, activating an ancient time gate that begins to hum and spin, bending reality around him. Final shot. A ghostly image of young Kale appears behind him, silently watching and slowly smiling. The time gate pulses violently as Nemesis steps through his body, bends with light and shadow as centuries flash past his face. He lands on cracked earth, beneath a scorched, sky-black suns hang overhead, and lightning never stops crawling across the clouds. Ruins of towering cities stretch across the horizon, overgrown with steel vines and storm-forged beasts circling the skies above. Nemesis walks among rusted statues of forgotten heroes. Some of them bears Jackson's face, shattered and broken at the neck. A ghost drone buzzes overhead, projecting a warning in a dead language. Nemesis raises the Echo Fang, slicing it midair without blinking. He enters a massive crater where a temple once stood. Only a glass floor remains, burned by divine fire and lined with time runes. From its center rises a future vision of Jackson older, cloaked in silver armor, his eyes glowing white, a long scar across his face. This version, called Storm Warden Jackson, speaks coldly. "I warned them. The blade corrupts if the heart does. Now look. Nemesis reaches for his blade, but Stormwarden raises a hand and freezes time mid-motion. Birds, wind, even lightning pause. They walk through the frozen world as if in conversation. Stormwarden says, "You didn't break the cycle. You became the spark." Suddenly, the vision glitches. Stormwarden fades, replaced by the Abyss Howler, now twisted into a machine dragon hybrid, its form forged in this future war. It charges. Nemesis spins the Echo Fang, casting a time-slip shield, and vanishing just before the beast smashes the crater to pieces. He reappears in a high tower filled with blue fire scrolls, ancient technology, and a large stone mural of the Blade of Realms, split in two. Nemesis whispers, "So the blade breaks, and so does he." From a corner, a hooded figure watches him, silent, revealed to be Kale's older self, untouched by shadow, living in secret in this era. Kyle says softly, "If you're here, then there's still time, but not much." Nemesis walks toward the mural, blade drawn, as lightning crashes across the sky. On future begins, another ends. Jackson gasps awake at the storm-ravaged mountain Topha's hand, instinctively gripping his blade, the Abyss Howler's corpse still sparking behind him. The wind blows unnaturally, clouds spinning in reverse as sunlight flickers like a broken signal. Nearby trees bend in unnatural directions. He stumbles forward and sees time glitches in the air, ghosts of people walking backward, birds frozen mid-flight, echoes of battles past and future flickering in place. Meanwhile, in the far future, Nemesis follows older Kyle through a long chamber lined with glass coffins, each one holding versions of Jackson from lost timelines. Jackson, present, finds a fractured stone tablet in the runes, rearranging themselves every second, spelling one phrase again and again. The blade is broken. The world follows. Kale speaks as they descend. The Blade of Realms wasn't forged to kill. It was made to seal something far older, something still beneath us. The chamber shakes. Kyle pulls back a curtain, revealing the original core forge of the Blade of Realms, cracked, glowing blue, and bleeding time, light. Jackson pushes through glitching terrain as time versions of himself flicker beside him, young, old, corrupted, dead, and divine. In the future, Nemesis touches the forge's core, flashes overwhelm him, a dragon of stars, a god splitting his essence, two brothers at war, and a realm undone by choice. Jackson reaches a cliff and sees the island sky above, tearing open, stars visible in daylight, the sun glitching between dusk and dawn. Kyle tells Nemesis, if Jackson doesn't remember what the blade truly is, it will break him in every timeline. Suddenly, a time rupture opens in the sky above both timelines. Nemesis looks up. Jackson looks up, and they lock eyes across centuries. They both draw their swords, not in hatred, but in knowing the storm is no longer just between them. From the time rift, a third figure emerges, part dragon, part god, cloaked in void fire, its voice echoing across time. You broke the blade. I rise from what's left.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.